welcome to Legend of the Stoned Owl. My name is Chris, and this is episode 5, and with me is Justin.
Hi.
And Alan.
Hello.
Hey, welcome back, Alan. You missed
thank
last
you.
episode.
Oh yeah, I had a very nice vacation in Honduras.
Good job, sir.
Yes.
Good for you. We're gonna also, one thing I just want to say right before we jump into the gaming news is we're gonna be after this episode. So starting with episode 6, we will be releasing on, I think we decided Thursday.
Yeah, I think Thursday works.
We're thinking maybe for those of you who are morning commuters on Friday, or somebody who wants to have something to watch in the afternoon, you know, your RSS feeder can have it all downloaded for you, and it gives us maybe a little more time to do some tricks and stuff like that. And then also watch for Jupiter Broad. Go to facebook.com/Jupiter Broadcasting. We're going to announce more of when we're going to be doing the show live. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, guys. What do you say we get into some gaming news?
I want to do that.
Let's do that. And welcome to Legend of the Stoned Owl news segment. Now, up front in this news segment, it's something a little different from us. We don't usually talk about this kind of stuff. We're going to talk a little iPhone and iPad, surprisingly. The guys down at Apple this week announced a new iPhone 4.0 update, but one of the things that they're addressing in the update is the gaming ecosystem, kind of. You know, they talked a lot about in their presentation how many games are in the Apple iTunes marketplace. Like something like 50,000 games are in there.
That seems like too many. There's got to be a lot of horrible
Well,
games
there are going to be a lot of horrible games, but there are actually some really good games in there too. And so what they're going to do is they're going to essentially integrate in now this is an interesting thing they show here. Basically, Apple destroys Sony and Nintendo as far as actual game titles available.
Everything destroys the PSP.
But look at the DS. Look how they obliterate the DS. It's significantly, they have more games. So they're announcing essentially what is an Xbox Live service for the iPhone and iPad. And I think this is a direct response because Microsoft's new Windows 7 phone is going to have an Xbox Live component. You're going to have achievements. You're going to have friend invites to games, matchmaking, leaderboards, the unlocks and things like that. They're integrating all this different stuff into the game just like Xbox Live.
But what's the point of doing that with your phone? Because these games, are they really like that big of co-op? And
there's a lot of you can do a lot of back and forth. You do your move, then the other guy does his move.
Oh, just kind of like throughout the day playing with your friends, almost like a texting type of thing.
But there are also some pretty hands-on games, and you sometimes you just want to post a high score. And
well, yeah, I get that. I get the leaderboards. That makes sense to me because people are always about that.
It's funny, you wouldn't think so, but I hear from I don't game on the iPhone. But I hear from a lot of people who say that there are just some games on the iPhone that are just super crazy addicting for them, and it would be kind of cool. You take people on Facebook. A lot of them are playing those Facebook pages, those games on Facebook, and then it posts what their score is on their Facebook profile. And it's all about sharing what they're doing and what their status is and stuff like that. So now you can do it on your friends, and you can send them challenges. They can get little boop, boop, would you like to compete with me thing. If you think about it, it's kind of a cool gaming experience for something you're always going to have in your pocket.
Now, on the flip side, is there anything that, like, say, a Droid owner could have that's anything close to this?
Somebody'd have to build it for the Android.
Okay, so this is basically just...
This is Apple. This is like
Apple,
Microsoft's Xbox Live.
Okay, so this is them trying to just... screw off to the DS and PSP and everything.
Yeah, I think they're going. I think they're going for mobile. They want to own the mobile gaming market. They want it to be theirs.
Well, they already own like the mobile market, don't you think? Really?
They're getting there.
Really?
They're like the number 3.
Because I've always even owning a Droid, people are like, oh, that's interesting. Is that any good? Like, oh yeah, I got the iPhone. Like everyone talks about having the iPhone and wanting the iPhone
because
and they need to get an iPhone.
That's our age group, I think. But there's if you take in the whole market, they're like they come in number 3.
Really?
Yeah, people, because you got a lot of guys who work for corporations that are in their 50s who have been issued a BlackBerry, and that's just kind of what they use.
But don't you think the iPhone?
Oh yeah, no, they're eating away at them like crazy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're catching, and now they have this gaming platform, and now they have the iPad, which has graphics that are better than, they say the iPhone 3GS has graphics as good as the original Xbox. And now they say the iPad has graphics that are better than the original Xbox. On these little pads that you can hold and you can touch, and they have motion control, you got to figure how can Sony and Nintendo in the long run compete with that? Are they screwed?
No.
I still like having buttons on my.
Yeah.
Well, that's the interesting thing. There is a Apple patent that has been filed recently that is a dock where you would take your iPhone or your iPad and you would basically sit it into this dock, and then you'd have controls for playing your game.
Oh, so it's basically like a controller. That
It's a
you pop
controller.
your
iPad, iPhone, iPod Touch, and now you have buttons. And they've submitted this for a patent.
I could get on board with that in a hurry.
Yeah,
you think so?
I can't stand touch games. I don't think they're fun. I'm
agree.
just personally not steady enough
I
for
agree.
them.
I agree.
I hate the idea of playing on my legs or having to hunch over a table to play it. I like that because then you can hold it in your hands and, put it wherever you need it. You can bend over, you can have it in front of your face.
So that's for the iPhone?
It's general. It's just general. Yeah.
Because if that thing was on that's what I saw. I saw a picture of that guy using his iPhone. You were showing me that video using his iPhone as a controller for the iPad.
Yeah.
So, if they did that right, I'd like it a lot.
Yeah, I think so. I think that could be a cool win, and then I think they've crushed Sony and Nintendo. I think they're screwed.
See, if Sony... Now, I think Sony messed up with the PSP Go. I really think they did. All they needed to do was add that second joystick on the other side.
Yeah.
And I think that they would have been able to dominate the market. Because when I play that little thumbstick is so... Like, I played it on the plane. I played God of War on the PSP. Thank you, Justin. And it was awesome. But, like, whenever I try to do some of the mini-game, button mashing type of things, whenever it came down to moving that analog stick, I lost it every time.
Yeah.
Like, it took me so long to finish any of the mini-games. And so I think if they did that, it could definitely do better.
Now, okay, so here's the thing. I look at this and I say to myself, if you go look at the Apple Store, in the iTunes Store, if you have an iPad right now, there are more free games in there that are seriously playable games than there are for any other handheld.
That appeals to the casual market, and I'm not a part of that.
No, I know, but there is a huge casual market, dude.
Well, yeah, and I think that's what this is really good for.
Yeah, I know. Talking from a business sense, I know that this is wise and everybody's going to go for it, but for people that really play games, the hardcore gamers.
Well, what about retro gaming? A lot of the old games are coming here. I was just saying, I just saw Command & Conquer Red Alert's on here. They've got some of the early Call of Duty games are on here. And they're actually, you know what? And Justin, I am totally on board with your touch controls. I do not like it at all. But the Call of Duty controls are you rotate your thumbs do this, and then there's a couple buttons here. It does not, you hold on the corners, it does not look that bad.
But does it feel that bad?
I don't know how it feels, but it looks like the experience of having Call of Duty that close to your face holding it looked amazing. It looked like you could Call of Duty was just right there.
How much of it's just excitement, though?
Oh, I know. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know, because you can get really close to your TV if that's what you're looking for.
No, it's different when it's a screen.
Doesn't cost $600 to scoot your couch up.
Yeah. It's different when there's a screen. The quality of the screen is a lot easier on the eyes.
But then again, that's just those old games and good graphics. It's not a new game and good graphics, so nothing's going to blow you away. It's just going to be a really good old-looking game.
Dude, that'd be sweet.
Well, yeah.
I think there's racing games where you steer with the iPad. I'm not into that.
I actually kind of like that one because that one
ya?
makes more sense. I don't know exactly how you do, probably with your thumbs, I guess, the accelerating and braking.
They're also really working on a lot of multiplayer where the iPads automatically link up over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi.
Now, see, that's what you were telling us before the show about the Scrabble.
Yeah,
you were so excited about.
Yeah, Scrabble does that too. I just think there's some interesting gaming possibilities.
It's the same thing with the Natal. It's all going to be that motion, moving your body around, and it's a 6-axis. That's all it really is the PlayStation 6-axis. I'm not impressed with that at all.
No?
No.
So yeah, baseball games you have to like swing the.
They're
just, like,
smarter than
throw it at
that.
your TV.
I don't know.
Oh,
Switch it
actually-
over to my thing. No, it looks like it's more. It looks like it's more strategic kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, I think it's that guy just checking messages or something.
Oh, it's just a crazy nice sports thing, is what it is.
Oh, the guy's looking up real stats or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, so interesting enough though. I just think it's. I think it's undoubtedly Microsoft built the best example of a live experience with Xbox Live, and now everyone is trying to copy it. Achievements, unlocking stuff, all leaderboards. None of it's new, but Microsoft packaged it all up, and now I think everybody's trying to copy that package.
Well, yeah, I mean, PS3 jumped on board a little later.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got it, and now seeing the Apple go this way, it kind of, it gets. I think it's good for the casual gaming market because it's going to put more money into the market. It's going to be put more money, and then those people, once they get tired of their casual games, they'll eventually want a little bit more, just like we all did. It's just the evolution of gaming, I think, will help out. And if it starts with this in the casual market, then by all means, if that dumps more money into the video game market, as long as they're making, the hardcore games still.
Chris and I had a discussion about that last week. How much money does it really cost to make these games?
I don't think it takes that much, but you do have to kind of retrofit them. But all of these games are now downloadable content. So
Metro
once
2033 was a really low budget game.
was it really low budget?
Yeah, and it came across, they're expecting it to be more of a cult hit once it's said and done, but they do. It was a good game, everybody says.
All right.
Yeah, it got good scores.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not.
What's your point? All right. I mean, I guess what you're saying is that it doesn't really matter because
Well, no, he was talking about money being pumped into the back end, and these little crap indie games, they'll make money.
yeah, it doesn't really matter because but everybody's going to make money.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
money's not necessary. It's just all business garbage from here
Yeah,
on out.
yeah. Word.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that the bigger companies that start releasing some of these casual games will use that generated income to put more production into their bigger titles.
They're big games. Yeah, you don't want it to all go downhill. Oh, there is one more thing. Now, this is stupid, I know. But you can use it as a stupid, I know. Okay, now I know it's stupid. Remember, this is just a stupid, cheap little app.
Oh, dude, I love Labyrinth.
It's like $1.99, or it's not even that much. It's like probably it's like I think it's free actually.
See, I don't care. That's cool.
It's $601.99.
No, you see, the thing is it's like it's all of these games make you. It's just like you spend $300 for the Xbox. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It is.
But
Yeah,
but this isn't just games. This is also Netflix, TV shows.
Now you can
Web.
Netflix through the iPad?
Yeah.
Wow. Did not know that.
Xbox does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
But I do like the portability of it.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Well, yeah, I'd like to see what games come out, and because I haven't really played a lot of these games or nothing like that. But
it's an interesting development to see them go the path of trying to emulate Xbox Live, and that's kind of that's where I was thinking with that one.
hey, I like it.
All right.
It seems like it's flattery.
It is it is the best form, right? Copying.
Yeah.
And it should.
Imitation.
I think it's going to be good for iPhone gamers. They're undoubtedly a friggin' market, and
Oh yeah.
they just got a better gaming experience. So that's cool.
Yeah, good for them.
All right, guys, let's move on to the preview segment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the preview segment of Legend of the Stone Dial. Now, we're going to be previewing Splinter Cell 2, or Splinter Cell Conviction, right?
Yes.
It's not Splinter Cell 2. Because there's been several Splinter Cells.
No, I think this would be the fifth one.
Right, yeah. And then in the next episode of Legend, so in 2 weeks, we'll be doing the full review once we've gotten a chance to actually play it. We'll be talking about it in the episode. All right, guys, so give me a little insight. What are you looking forward to on Splinter Cell Conviction? Where does it take place?
Oh, I think it's one of those games that takes place all over. It's not an open world or
Okay.
anything.
But you're not like one particular building or one particular city. You're kind of traveling around.
You're trying to figure some stuff out that happened in the previous games.
Oh, okay. So it is tied in directly with the previous game.
Yeah, the first 4 games, you're working for the NSA all the time,
Okay.
and you're their super Splinter Cell.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, and it was the first 3 were all about sneaking around for the NSA,
Yeah.
And then in the very beginning of Double Agent, which was the last one, you find out your daughter gets killed.
Oh,
And then you...
that's some dark stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go a little
Spoiler alert,
AWOL.
though.
And then, you know, you're kind of the nothing to lose guy. And
Okay, I like that.
you go into jail to break up the
Whoa,
John Brown Association.
that's heavy.
Yeah, it was. And it's... So the whole entire game you're going through, and it was a game all about, you know, you had choices to either save somebody or let them die.
Okay.
Did you get to make those choices?
Yeah,
Okay.
you did things to build up the NSA's trust and
Oh,
then
okay.
the JBA's trust.
Huh.
And
Nice.
yeah, it was cool because you could get them both pretty much maxed out.
Okay.
And it was weird too because you were in the base of the JBA, and you always came back after missions to that area, and you'd have new things to do in a certain amount of time each time you went
Okay.
back.
Mhm.
And I kind of liked it because it was different. You had to go upload stuff into their computers, go find old medical files, and you didn't have to do any of it. It was all, you know, secondary missions and
Stuff
everything.
that made you either like better for one or the other type of thing to build up your stats.
You really don't, you know, level up in this game at all.
Well, I just meant with your alliances.
Yeah, it builds up your alliances so you can go do the training missions for the bad guys, and then you can go upload.
One thing that's got me worried is Guru Dude just in the chat room just pointed me to an article, and it's about the fact that and one of the things in Splinter Cell or games a lot like Splinter Cell 2 is sometimes carrying a dead body to a different area, maybe so you don't give yourself away or something like that. It's kind of like a key element of the game. And they just simply didn't get around to it. Didn't have
I
time.
am 100% on Guru Dude's side because every time I've talked to somebody told me, "Are you excited about Splinter Cell Conviction?" And then I say, "Yeah," but you know, I'm a little worried about it because
It sounds rushed.
well, it doesn't even. No, it's not rushed at all.
Oh,
Because
well,
this
then why
It's
didn't they have
been
time?
delayed.
They
It's been
didn't have time to implement it then? That's a weird thing to say if it wasn't rushed.
It's wild. The way they took this game and they're making it more accessible. When I played the demo, it's way more user friendly.
It's very simple.
Okay.
From what I remember, because I got the second one, but mainly I just played which one did I get? Double Agent or the? Okay.
Did you even get one?
Yeah, it was one where
Alright.
we did the multiplayer. But anyway, and the controls, while it wasn't hard, it did take me a moment to figure it out. Whereas the demo, hopped right in, didn't even have to think about it. I already kind of knew what to do.
Okay.
And that's not from playing the game, just from how easy it is set up to do the mark and execute. And you know, I didn't grab any guys yet or anything like that, like it's showing on the video here. Use them as human shields and
And they say they're taking a lot more focus on action this time too, instead of all 100% stealth all the
It
time.
does look more action.
They say you can go about missions in different ways,
I
and
like that.
yeah, I like it too. But Splinter Cell for the first 4 games was all about it. and that's
Tactical. It was all tactical more.
yeah, it was a Tom Clancy game.
This doesn't look like that. This looks a lot more
It's
action.
in there, you get your goggles and all that stuff back. And
But where's all your crew instructions and stuff at? I don't even see that right now.
what do you mean?
Well, like in some of the Tom Clancy games, like you control like your whole team.
That's Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
This one's not like that at all.
Oh, okay.
you're a rogue warrior. You're on your own.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's and they got that mark and execute system, which is kind of cool. Because the thing is they had Fallout 3. I was always worried about the VATS when you could pause the game and kind of go in and pick which parts you hit.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that, where it's not anything about skill. All you got to do is take down one guy with
hand to hand.
yeah,
All right. Okay.
and then it builds up your mark and execute, and then you just kind of cycle over 2 guys, pick the 2 guys you want to kill, and he'll do it automatically. So it is kind of cool. You can have 3 guys, mark 2 guys,
I
shoot
like that.
one, and then immediately.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's going to make some cool stuff, but I always liked having a part in that. I don't want it just to be done for me.
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not really playing. You're just kind of
Yeah,
pushing
anybody can
buttons.
highlight things and
Yeah,
then
it's
press
like a point
button.
and click,
I totally agree.
not just an aiming.
Yeah. All right.
But playing the demo was pretty fun, and I am pretty excited.
So
to
you
pick
did
that
like
one.
it quite a bit.
And they're gonna have awesome co-op. They got rid of the Spies versus Mercs multiplayer game,
Okay.
and it's all.
Oh.
It seems like it's
I
all.
dig the good co-op.
Yeah.
You know what? And I'll say this too: if you haven't picked it up yet, I'm gonna put a link in the LOTSO show notes over at our Jupiter Broadcasting show page. And if you buy it through that link from Amazon, we kicks a little bit back to us.
It'll be out on Tuesday.
And it doesn't cost you
The
a cent
13th.
more.
That's true. Nice, guys. Well, all right. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
The
it
game,
should be
the
pretty
game
exciting.
looks sweet. So, all right. Should we move on to the review segment?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's go to the review. All right, now in our review segment, we've got a two-part review up. First, we're going to talk about what the players of Xbox Live voted as some of the best games in the different categories for 2009. And then after that, we're going to have a discussion about 3D gaming, which should be pretty cool. But up front, let's talk about some of the most voted games for 2009 for Xbox Live. Up first, we've got one that I haven't played, but it's called Trials HD as the best overall arcade game in general.
Oh, yeah.
The best game.
For 09 at least.
For 09.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Trials, you agree?
I agree.
Yeah,
game?
I really enjoyed it. It's one of those games that you can play the same level over and over and just restart over and over for one little mistake. And it's not so much where, like, yeah, it does get frustrating.
Looks
but,
cool.
Oh, it's all about the physics and all about your bike. And then it's cool, too, like with Justin being on there, and he's better at me than this game. But it'll show where his racer guy is compared to me. So it's like I'm always trying to race against Justin,
nice.
even though we're never
Yeah, anybody
playing the
on your
game
friends
together.
list.
Yeah, whoever's like number one or whoever
So-
you're closer to on your friends list.
Kind of like what I was talking about with the iPhone, where you can get something and send it to somebody else, and then the next time they play, they get somewhere, and it gets sent back to you. Yeah, boy, the game looks amazing.
And then the cool thing too, I haven't done a lot of this, but my roommate downloaded it, and he made about 3 levels so far, and he's just spent a couple hours each. And well, yeah,
The detail and quality
they're
level
nothing
of this game
amazing,
looks
but
great.
it's so crazy how well the level editor lets you play with everything. I mean, he has like a level with 3 different levels, so you can ride the low, middle, or high road, and it just gives you a ton of options. And then there's a bunch of what are some of the little challenges they give you?
Oh, some of the challenges, they put you inside of a big metal sphere, and so you gotta balance on how you're gonna go up if you're gonna start spinning around, and you gotta move the ball as far as you can. There's ones where you're actually on top of the ball. and
That's cool.
That's hard.
I bet.
I hate that one.
I bet that's really tough.
They got a bunch of them. They got one where you just crash on purpose and try to break as many bones as you can.
No, it's
That's awesome.
it's a definite fun game if you like.
It's good competition for you and your friends. It's,
Yeah.
just puts it's almost to the point of aggravation sometimes though.
All right, should we move on to the next game on the list, guys?
Yeah,
So
I just want to
the-
say if you
oh.
don't have Trials, I think you should get it. It's
All right,
totally
dude.
fun.
All right, dude. The best original game in the Xbox Live Arcade was Splosion Man. Did you guys play Splosion Man?
Yeah, I didn't play it as much, but I
This one
played
looks
it.
like more of a casual game, I think, as Justin would label it. Am I right? Is this more of a casual game?
It actually gets kind of hard. It's one of those acrobatic games where you're just jumping off walls. It's hard.
All right.
It's fun platforming. I don't actually own it. I just Justin's girlfriend, I think, downloaded it, and we were all 3 of us just handing the controller back and forth, and it's really funny.
It looks
This
like
guy,
my kind of game, to be honest with you. I
he's
love
just
side
kind
scroll.
of yelling and screaming, but not in the annoying way. Just it's a pretty funny, good humored game.
It looks like a really good, fun side scroll.
Yeah, it's cool. Instead of jumping, you're just basically blowing yourself up, and so it's a lot of a lot of good visuals.
A lot of wall jumping, stuff like that. Little tiny puzzles.
Can
within
you
the
destroy
level.
environment with your own explosions?
Only what they tell you can.
Like boards and stuff?
Yeah, like tables and desks and
Plates of glass.
Yeah.
A lot of glass plates in this game.
Does it look good when it breaks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The game looks really good, I think.
Yeah, it's got
Do you
got
remember how
nice
much
music.
this was?
How much it was?
Yeah, do you remember how much that was?
Probably like 800, I'd say.
Yeah.
Points, which would be how much in dollars?
What do we say? Was it like 10, 15, something
Oh,
like that?
yeah, like unidentified in the chat room.
Yeah.
This was one of the first games, maybe the first game with the Avatar Awards.
Oh, I forgot about
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where you can get it's just a couple of shirts, but I love it. I want more of it.
Oh, I want those in every game. They were talking about it, and this is the
Yeah.
only one so far that I know of, at least, that has it. I know some of the other, so there are some other little games that have it, but this is probably one of the better ones.
All right, let's talk about the next game, guys.
All right.
The best family game was announced as the Hasbro Family Game Night. Now, did you guys play this?
Can't say that I have.
Surprise.
Might have played some of the
I guess
games,
it's like board
but-
games and stuff like that, right?
Well, I
But-
like board games, but when I play board games, a lot of times I just enjoy the board games themselves.
Yeah, you don't need to
know?
play it on the computer.
No.
Sometimes I'll like it if they do the math for me. Now, what this is just it's a nice way for the family to kind of use the Xbox together, right? I mean,
Oh,
that's what this
definitely.
is. Yeah, but
And it is all games that I really like, and if it brings the parents into the Xbox and gets them more familiar with it, hey, if
I wonder if they're gonna totally retool this when the tall comes
That's
out.
what I was just
oh
wondering.
yeah,
Pulling
'Cause,
Jenga blocks
with
and
just your
stuff.
hands and
Jenga
stuff,
would be
and
awesome.
You're
If it,
rolling
and
dice and
bop it.
stuff.
it would have to
Yeah.
work really good, but Jenga could be really
That'd be a
neat.
funny visual rolling dice.
It's supposed to be pretty solid
Huh.
than the tall is, so maybe it will work great for that.
All right, guys, the next game on our list, we've got just a couple of more. The game that was voted by the Xbox Live players as the best cooperative multiplayer was Battlefield 1943. Surprised by this one? No? Figured pretty dead on. What do you guys think? Is this, when you think of games in the Xbox Live Marketplace, Battlefield 1943, is that at the top on your list?
I think I got it, but
I got it.
it's
I
just
Now we're in the co-op category. Is there a better game that does co-op, you think?
an arcade for 2009. I definitely don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
if
dude,
any-
Zombie Apocalypse.
Oh yes, that. Thing
I'm
was
surprised that didn't make it
awesome.
on there.
No, it's not on the list.
Hopefully it was 2008. Hopefully we were just a little behind.
Maybe, but
I
Zombie
don't think it
Apocalypse was awesome.
Yeah, now that's a game that
Just-
we've played a lot of co-op time into.
Just really? It is
Yeah.
co-op. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but see, like, this game's fun. It's just like an arcade version of
Battlefield?
Modern Warfare and
Yeah.
Battlefield and stuff, Maybe not Modern Warfare, more Battlefield. But
I like this game because of all the vehicles and all that stuff you get to do.
I do dig that.
it was just crazy. I jumped in just a couple times with my friends, and I couldn't find them, didn't know where they were, and
The planes
I-
were always at your base.
yeah, there was always things just raining hell on me. So I might have jumped in a little late when everyone else had all the maps figured out and everything.
Right. So you
but-
kind of had they had the home turf advantage kind of a
Right,
thing.
and I definitely didn't give it much of a chance because I'm kind of tired with a lot of the first-person shooters, especially World War II.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
I do. I'm there with you too. I think I'm just getting tired.
I understand the following it has, though.
Oh, yeah.
It is. It's an amazing time period.
Oh,
I do love it when
definitely.
they do this, when they take an old game and pretty it up.
Mhm.
I want to see this on every old game.
I do too. I do like that a lot. All right, so Trials HD got another mention. Not a big deal. It's a best innovation game too. I after seeing just a little bit of footage, I
don't-
think
I'm
it
not-
looks good. I don't know if it's best innovative game ever though.
Because wasn't there a first one?
Yeah, there was one on the computer on the PC.
Well, and what about Parade? Oh, was that 2008?
I think that was 2008. I think that won some awards last year.
Okay, all right.
Could be mistaken.
All right,
but-
I'll give it. And then best graphics. I did not play this, but best graphics was Shadow Complex. You guys agree with Shadow Complex?
From what I've seen, it does look really good. When I was looking at this game for purchase, it was, I don't know, like 1,600 points or something, like $20, $25, and I'm not going to pay that much for an arcade. I'm sorry.
So you haven't played it?
Nope.
Oh.
And that's the only reason. I really want to play it. I just keep waiting for it to go on sale because so many times I've bought arcade games when they first come out, and then I don't touch it, and then I'll see it like, hey, this game's on sale, and it's like, oh yeah, I should go play that game, but I already bought it at the full price, so it's like the first time I played it is when it's on sale. So
Have you played it, Justin?
I played the demo. It didn't really, just a shooting game.
It does look pretty good from the graphics
yeah.
we're looking at.
oh
it
yeah,
does look nice.
I mean, they're using the Epic engine, the
Oh, okay.
Unreal.
the Unreal engine.
So it's
sorry.
got something behind it. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. I'm actually there's two games now I think I'm going to have to check out. But the one I've been most interested in is the best classic remake of 2009 was Banjo-Tooie.
Off the hook.
Did you guys play this one?
This one's all Justin.
Yeah, I'm the banjo fanatic.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
I've never played it.
I played the snot out of the first one more.
What's it about?
It's ridiculous.
All right. Would you agree that it's the What did they say was the best classic remake? You know, that was a big thing in 2009. Is they started remaking some of the older games.
I don't know, 1943 was pretty sweet, but
yeah.
you know, as far as graphics and everything go, but
I think this one just hit a little closer to home for you, at least.
yeah, these
Maybe for a lot of people based on the votes.
Oh,
I spent-
yeah, I guess so.
I spent a lot of time with these games.
And just watching Justin play it is a lot of fun.
I
it's
love
one that's
that.
enjoyable. It's always happy.
I love it when there's some games where they are just enjoyable as the viewer.
And I love how they do the music.
Oh, the music! It's depending on where you are, you go to different lands and they all got kind of a set music.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go underwater, the music changes to get a little, kind of underwater
I
sound.
like that. You know, did you guys ever play that when the new Superman movie came out? They had the Xbox game. I got the demo.
I never did.
And with the cool thing they did is they really mastered. You felt like you were flying fast, like you broke the sound barrier. And the further you got away from Metropolis, the more the more the music changed to just the high like piano notes, like very celestial. The higher you got, and then as you would fly down towards Earth, and you would go full speed, you would go closer and closer and closer and closer, and the music would ramp up as you got closer and closer. And by the time you got to the ground, it was like the full Superman theme.
And see, I think
That's neat.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And music is I think that.
And you could stop
a
like
good part of
midway,
games.
and it would just stay at that level.
Oh, that's.
Was
See,
it like
that is the one thing they said that the flying was done the best, and from the
Flying
sounds
was
of
awesome.
it, that the music.
But that's about
has
all the
something
game
to do
had
with
going for it. But if you like, that was one of those games where after I played that game a lot, I kept picturing myself flying all the time. Like I let the dogs out, and I was like, "What if I just flew off this porch?" Because they did the flying so well in that game. So, anyways, there you have it, Banjo-Tooie.
Wonderful.
The number one remake voted by the Xbox Live audience. Now let's move on to 3D gaming. Now this is big right now in movies. There's definitely a lot of people. They're talking about a new Blu-ray spec with a new HDMI, blah 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 blah. And 3D gaming isn't brand new. I remember back in the 90s, I had a pair of glasses and I was doing some 3D gaming with Descent.
I remember you talking about that on your.
What do you guys think? What's your thoughts on 3D gaming?
Well, my first one is going to the movies. I've seen the Avatar and Clash of the Titans. Both were all right. The 3D was definitely selling points.
Yeah.
But as someone that wears glasses, I'm a 4-eyed member of the community. I don't normally go for my contacts, and really, it's annoying to use those glasses over my glasses. You know they're gonna make some like solar shield type of thing that works for over glasses and everything, but at least so far, what I've experienced, it's been a kind of a frustrating part as far as the glasses wear.
Sure.
So that's my immediate 2 cents of why I dislike it. But like I said, they have to fix that because so many of their audience, I imagine, wears glasses or are good enough.
What about you, Justin? Have you? What are your initial thoughts on 3D games?
I haven't seen it at all. I haven't ever been to an Avatar movie.
What do you think? Do you think if something was 3D, would you have a better immersion?
No.
I think I went in. Let me say this with Avatar. I went into Avatar expecting to really not like it, and I left feeling like I visited that place.
Yeah, I don't. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, pretty much my default game that I mention every episode. It didn't have anything close to 3D, but I was sucked into that
What
game.
if, though, you could walk up and an object was just slightly... I don't know. I mean...
Will they be able... I mean, how good was the resolution on this stuff?
It looks close to HD in my head.
What, in the movie or what?
Yeah, have
in
you
the
seen a
movie.
3D movie?
Yeah.
What'd you see?
It's far beyond HD.
Okay. I just didn't want to...
Huh?
I have fun at the movie theater, so...
It looked amazing. Like, I did not expect it. It was just slightly textured almost.
Yeah.
Like, it was just raised a little bit. It wasn't, like, all out in your face, like, oh, my gosh. It was just,
but here and there, and you could see when
stuff had surface. Like, bowls, like, when they walked up to a table, a bowl would sit up on the table. Like, you just, like, you look like if you were up at the screen, you could probably touch it. I don't know. It was interesting.
It was definitely very...
I don't know.
cool
I've
with
never
movies.
I've never done virtual reality or anything like that either, but I've always looked at that as kind of...
Honestly, I don't want it.
I like the controller in my hands.
It's one more thing you have to do. You have to put on glasses.
Speaking of which, Can I just say, whatever happened to virtual reality?
They can't figure it out, dude.
Okay.
But
Because I remember the Pacific Science Center back in the day had some exhibits and some green screen games and stuff, and it was awesome.
Because what if I told you, Justin, that not only to have 3D game, you'd have to have a new console, or they say the PS3 can be updated, but I don't know about that. A new console, a new cable, and a new TV, and the glasses.
The TV's the killer.
Everything's a killer.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I just have no interest in this. Now, there have been demonstrations, I kid you not, and this is stupid. There have been demonstrations of an iPad game where if you just wear those glasses that are red and green, it's in 3D. The iPad game. So you lay it down and it stands up.
But doesn't that hurt your eyes? And it's always supposed
Probably.
to be that red and blue is always
I think
the one
all of
that's
the
bad for your
3D stuff
eyes.
hurts your eyes after a while.
Really?
Yeah, there's nothing
See,
good about gaming and eyesight. They don't go together.
I didn't notice any.
I didn't either.
It didn't irritate my eyes.
But I bet if you did like a marathon gaming session, you'd notice after a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you'll get that strain on your eyes anyways.
Yeah.
Just might be a little more because of the glasses, but
It does
Right.
feel a little gimmicky. I don't.
Well, let's do this, you guys. I don't mean to interrupt you. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm done.
Oh,
yeah, just gimmicky.
Seems
it
like
does feel a little gimmicky, right? Like a way to sell.
watching TV and everything. Now you see a commercial and it says that a 3D movie is coming to Blu-ray, and as a side note, it says also in 2D.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want it to become
Also in 2D.
Yeah, I want it to
You
be
know-
also in 3D.
I think it's
Yeah.
really, it just feels like a push. It feels like a push to sell TVs and stuff. And a lot of us, moved into HD and felt like we made a big transition. And I think maybe it was even this show, I've said this before, but, my grandparents' TV set lasted them a very long time. Now, my expensive HD TV set needs to last me more than 3 years. That's all there is to it. I can't afford to be buying, because here's the thing. They're going to be 3D TVs today that are 1080p. But then in 4 years, they're going to have 4K TVs. They're going to have even higher resolution. Then you're going to have to buy that. And it's too much. It's too much.
I mean, I've had my TV since the Xbox came out in November, so I got mine in like September, October.
Yeah.
And I've had my TV since then.
That's 5 years.
And,
Almost 5 years.
while I definitely could get another TV, I really like my TV. I think it's good. I need to get a new bulb. But I don't want to go out and buy a 3D TV just to try out this new.
I agree.
Well, yeah, you can. There's other ways to try it.
But you know what I mean.
And they're going with that Nintendo 3 or Nintendo
the DS
3DS or whatever. You don't even need glasses for that.
That
Oh.
seems weird.
Yeah.
That's something
cool.
we got to look at maybe for
Yeah.
next show to talk about a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, they're talking about how the way they can just have it set up, it's just going to sell millions of them.
I would like to look into that.
If you just walk past it and see it there at Target,
Oh yeah, all
and
in
you
3D,
see
bouncing out
something
it, yeah.
shooting off the.
If it worked that good, yeah, I would have to do that. If it actually worked that good.
That's what it looks like.
looks like an iPod.
It does.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I don't think this is it.
No? No, that can't be it. That's too nice.
That might be the
That might-
DSi or DSi XL. But who
Okay.
cares about that? That's not 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, so I think are we unanimously? I don't want to sound like old codgers, but are we all three of us saying we don't need 3D in gaming?
They can do whatever they want to as long as the core is still regular.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't take away our normal games.
Yeah.
They can do whatever
Let's
they
ask
want
the audience. If you'd like to leave us feedback, you can go over to jupitercalling.com, or you can leave a comment wherever you watched or listened to this show at. And you can also email us, owl@jupiterbroadcasting.com. Owl@jupiterbroadcasting.com. We'd love to know.
OWL.
We're going to start reading your feedback on the show. So we'd like to know, do you want 3D gaming? Maybe we can answer that question in the next episode.
Yeah, reader mailbag, viewer mailbag.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
And then just as a reminder, we're going to be coming back next in 2 weeks launching on Thursday.
Thursday it is.
Thursday from now on.
So
All right, guys?
hopefully that works out for you guys out there.
All right. Well, until then, everybody, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Legend of the Stoned Owl. We'll see you later.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Legend of the Stoned Owl.
Legend of the Stoned Owl is produced over at jupiterbroadcasting.com. That's where you can find the show, subscribe, all those good things, leave us feedback, and also where you'll find us every 2 weeks. Thanks for listening to this episode. We'll see you in a fortnight. In the summer, I am a ninja with my skills.